Hello and welcome back to UK Tool Talk. Now, bloody hell, I'm excited about this one. I've got this Milwaukee transfer pump off eBay for 50 quid, let's say, 50 quid. These retail brand new for, I think, about 175 quid. I've given some people who watch some of my other videos, God forbid, might have seen me do a little bit of a talk about this. But what we're going to do, I'll go through it again just in case you didn't. Bloody hell, can you imagine not watching all my videos? And unbelievable. Anyway, this was sold broken. So I've not got a Milwaukee battery to try it. I'm going to take it that it's not working. I might get one. I might get a Milwaukee battery. There's a colleague at work who has Milwaukee. So we might borrow one off him. But I'm going to adapt this to Makita because I quite fancy this machine for pumping out tanks and hot water cylinders. So what's wrong with it? I don't know. I'm a bit suspicious about the switch. I won't tell the truth, muckers. I was a little bit suspicious thinking it was like a copy, like a counterfeit thing. I've never seen another one. And the reason is, I just thought this bit's a bit not quite Milwaukee. And I imagine there would be like a rubber seal here. And there's no markings on the outside of the plastic and what type of plastic it is. Now, maybe with Milwaukee don't do that, you know. And the other thing I've talked about is that someone's taken the bloody label off it. So what's going on? I don't know, but we're going to take it apart. And this looks legit. It looks legit. But we're going to take it apart and have a look at it and see if we can figure out what's wrong with it. And then we're going to teal it. We're going to make it into a Makita machine because Makita don't make anything like this. So I wish they did. I wish they'd bloody get on with it. An XGT version of this would be awesome, absolutely awesome. Think on, Makita. The other Milwaukee pump is the one on the stick, which I've converted to Makita. If I was one of them bloody good YouTubers, I'd put the link onto if people wanted to watch that video. But maybe I will. But maybe I fucking won't. I don't know. Anyway, let's get into it. Strip this down and see if we can get to the bottom of it. Why it's not working and how easy it is to adapt to Makita. Well, that bit's bloody easy. Chop the back off it. We're gonna do away with this stupid thing and chop the back off it and adapt the battery terminals for Makita. So let's get on with it. Clamshells off and we're in. Look at this bloody thing. It's a mechanical marvel. Well, I don't know yet, but this end here, the pump end, it's got a little rubber impeller. We're going to go into a bit more there. Quite a nice bit of sort of aluminium there, cast aluminium. But look at this bloody thing. Obviously the motor's in there, brushless motor in there. But Jesus, it's fucking massive. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting into there. All the circuit boards. When I took this apart, right, I just thought, oh, is it a copy one? I don't think it is. But look, I don't like how the board is. Do you know what I mean? What I mean is, this thing, if there was a bit of a leak on one of these connections, there's a chance that water could get into this casing and this way. I'd have thought that would be like should have been like potted, where it's all sealed in silicone there, but it isn't. It's weird. There's a little bit of sort of fine oil around this area. No idea why. But yeah, that's the board. This is the battery connector there. And there's a fuse. That's a fuse there. And then there's a ferrite ring at the back there. It is a little bit of a mystery, this tool, because when I pressed the on-off button when all the casing was together, it just didn't seem to do anything. But at the moment, you can see it's making contact with the switch there. That's on and that's off. So that's completely different when I pressed it with the clamshell before I took the clamshell apart. And also, I think someone's been in here before because there's a little bit that's snapped off here. Hang on. This little bit goes there somehow. Oh, like that. That bit goes there. And it looks like it's been super glued. So it looks to me like someone's taken this apart and then not noticed this screw and then snapped the thing off. So if they've been in here, I don't know what the fuck they've done, but anyway, we're going to dig deeper into this and see if we can figure out. I think it's going to run now, but I think I need to borrow what a crack is. I need to borrow a Milwaukee battery to see if it's going to work. That's the first step, and then we're going to take it apart and have a closer look at this motor and this head bit, I think. Right then, we're in a little bit deeper here. It was a right bastard to get this bit out of the clamshell. It had all this, I suppose you'd call that, it's a silicone sort of stuff, but it must be a bit heat proof and stuff. And I thought I was going to damage the circuit board getting that out. The fuse bit here, that's still in, but I could take the connector bits off. So yeah, I've got that to bits. So the next plan is to try and look inside this monster motor, really. I've got to look into it. But Makita, no, sorry. But Milwaukee don't want me in here. Does that ever stop me? I don't know. What they've done is this bit here is sort of got a screw through it there. 2 screws. And they finish here. But what they've done, I don't know if you can bloody see this, they've put a tool, it's like a stamping tool, into this threaded bit there that the bolt comes through, and they've stamped it and it's expanded the long bolt, so you can't get the fucking thing out on both of them. So, but the fucking hell, they've not got me fucking flustered. I'm just gonna bloody drill that out a little bit, and that should release it hopefully, so we can get into here, which will be quite exciting, won't it? What I didn't put in the fucking video, which I forgot, is previous to this, the other day I borrowed a colleague's Milwaukee battery. I had to give it back straight away, but I've actually tested this and it actually works. It seems to work absolutely fine. So hopefully my plan to nip these off here and change this connector bit to Makita. I was going to cut the back off here, I don't know if I mentioned that, but I'm not going to anymore, because I'm going to change it so this bit here is the Makita bit where you can slide your battery in there. So I'm going to leave this box on here, so I think that's quite important for if you're working in like a wet environment, like it's raining or something. But I'm going to take this obviously horrible red clamshell, inner clamshell bit off on both bits, and I'm going to spray obviously teal. Now you might think I'm fucking mad for doing that, but it's only a bit of fun. Do you know what I mean? It probably will fool a few people, so I don't know. Anyway, let's have a look at the head bit. What I mean is where the impeller is that what you call it? I think you can get replacements of these, but I'm not going to take it out. It's just sort of bonded onto this brass sort of bush that's got a flat on it to connect onto the motor. It's a nice piece, to be fair. It's a nice piece. I haven't worked out why it's got a groove there. There's an O-ring in this bit. I'll show you in a minute. When I took it to bits, I wasn't really paying attention, so what happened was I got the O-ring, and the O-ring was a lot bigger, and I was trying to force it into this groove because that's where I thought it went, but it doesn't. I'll show you where it goes. This is interesting. As far as I can fathom, hang on. Could it be glass? Or a really, really hard plastic? It's, to be fair, I think it's a really hard plastic, but because it's a little bit lighter than what you'd expect from glass. But anyway, so this bit here, it's got to be pretty fucking hardcore, because with this spinning through it, and you might get some mucky water, it scratched the fuck out of that. So anyway, so that goes there, and then there's an O-ring in the back of there, if you can see it, that makes the seal like that, and then that goes on there and it screws on just like so. So like I said, what we're going to do, we're going to convert it to Makita. We're going to have a look in that a bit further, and yeah, so it's on the project is ongoing. And to be honest with you, fucking hell, I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying this little project. So, and I think if I can get it sorted, I think it'll be a great addition to my plumbing arsenal for pumping out tanks and stuff like that. So it's quite satisfying getting that off, getting the red devil sign off. It's going to be a makita before you know it. Anyway, as you can see, I've taken the black bit of the plastic off, so I've got the 2 clamshells, getting ready to spray teal. You can see I've marked that out. God, I've marked that out really crap. Anyway, that's a rough guide, because what we're planning to do, well, what I'm planning to do, you lot are probably going to just shake your head in dismay. I'm going to try and get that to sort of go into there so you can put a makita battery on it. So that's that little job, but I still want to get in here. So I need to drill these out a little bit. So there's a stamped bit in there that stops the screw coming out. So I've got to do that, and then we'll see why that's so big and heavy. Oh, it's got a screw stuck to it. Right, anyway, let's have a look at that. Right, I've got her apart. I think right, I'm the first person in the world to ever get into the body of one of these. And what a monster motor it is. It's a shocker. It's an 18 volt machine with a motor like that. Last time I saw like a, what's it called, a rotor like that, or was it a stator? Anyway, last one I saw like this was out of like a mains STS drill or something. It's an absolute monster. Like I said, when I started digging into this, I mean, I got that funny little sort of feeling, have I had my pants pulled down? Because it all seems a little bit cheap. Look at the play in that, and wait till you see the other end, the brush mounters. When I saw that, I thought, oh, it's a copy. Is it? I don't think it is, but yeah, I wasn't expecting a brushed motor, a brushless motor. I mean, but I wasn't, and I knew it'd be brushed, but it all looks pretty crap. I don't know that much about sort of resistance and all that and stuff heating up, but in other equipment, other makita equipment, these get warm, sometimes really, really warm. So on about a heat sink for this bit, because it doesn't have a fan on there. So I don't know. So this is a seal unit, obviously to try and keep the water out. So these bits here, these little towers of coiled copper, are they a heat sink? So you've got them two on both sides, and you see that little white bit there? That must be some kind of heat sensor. So if these get really, really too hot, it turns the machine off. But these little gadgets, diodes or whatever they are, I don't know, no idea. They come off both sides, and they just go onto the sort of onto here somehow. When this goes on, hang on, like that, you can just see them poking out there. So yeah, I guess it is legit. I think it is probably a legit item for Milwaukee, but the quality looks terrible, really. I think terrible. We'll go into sort of a bit further on some other faults, but the cheapness of this, and I think someone's, whether it's gone back somewhere, because I've seen another video of the guy taking one of these apart, and there's none of this stuff on the bottom holding all this stuff together, so I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, yeah, cheap. Do you like my little fidgety thing to calm me down? My missus bought me that. Anyway, so the next stage, I've had a rethink. Apart from sort of turning this Milwaukee transfer pump into a Makita transfer pump, things of note. Come on, Makita. They've never had a cordless pump. I know they have one on the end of the sort of like the adjustable pole thing where you can put different heads on, strimmer heads. You can get a pump for that, but unless you've got all the other bit of it, you can't use it. So I've heard it's pretty good, that pump. But come on, Mickey, let's see an LXT, or even better, an XGT transfer pump, a proper one, so I don't have to bloody make one. Anyway, I'm enjoying it. Anyway, the Milwaukee one, I thought, right, at the moment, you've got to, this is 1/2 inch BSP here, and at the moment, you have to put a fitting inside there, so that reduces it down to, oh God, I don't know, probably another, about 15 mil, no, about 14 mil or something like that. You might not think it's the right lot, probably isn't, but I thought, why are they not threaded the outside bit there so they get the maximum amount of water through the thing? Because I think I've read some literature and it says it works best with a 19 mil pipe on it, hose pipe. So what am I doing right now? I've already done one. I've already put a thread on this end so I can get a fitting like that on. A 3/4 female iron. So I'm either going to make a connector off here or put a bit of 22 mil copper in there so I can get a 3/4 hose over the top of it. So how, it's in the background actually, you've probably bloody seen it, how have I done that thread? Well, on eBay, I bought this, not this bit of wood. This is a die, 3/4 BSP die, which got off, I've got that, and I got a 3/4 BSP tap as well. Only about bloody, was that about a tenner? God, how is that pot? God, what a bloke off, I mean, look at this, this is history. This is proper machinery, proper, this is the real deal. You buy all sorts of crap for 10 quid or 15, even if it was 20, it doesn't matter, does it? Bloody hell, what a bargain. So I don't have the actual die holder, obviously, so this contraption out of a bit of 3B2, I've put screws around there. This actually works, but it starts to jiggle about a bit. So what I've been doing is putting the head bit in the vise, putting a little bit of grease on there, and away we go. I'm going to do that in a minute. So there's that to do. Hopefully that'll improve the flow rate on these things. We're going to do some testing after we've got it all back together, if I can get the bloody thing running. We're going to try it with the 1/2 inch fittings in there, and we're going to try my way with 3/4 threaded on the outside. I think we're going to run into 2 videos as well. I knew that right from the bloody start. So I've still got to get this sprayed up. Hang on. There. So I've got to get that sprayed up teal, and I found these are off a Makita radio. So I've made the little the cutout there a little bit bigger, so that will look smart. And on the other side, I've got another one like that. So that's the next video. We're going to get that sprayed up. We're going to get everything back together, and then we're going to test it. So okay, see you in video number 2 of the Milwaukee transfer pump to Makita transfer pump.